Yo, 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 yo. What it is, that like button. Hit them up, like button. The cash app. Ah, fuck, my card ain't working. Fucking bank card malfunction, man. Yeah. It's like Umar Johnson. Yo, but yeah, we got a lot to discuss. Lot to discuss. We got Oschino applying pressure to Gillie and them. I like it. Yo, that's one of the things that people hate for you to bring up their flawed activity, yo. People do not like that shit. And it's like every time it happens, people refuse to acknowledge the situation. And it's like we had this conversation so much because anytime you call somebody out for some flawed shit, right? You know, for people, you call somebody out for them moving outside of what they said they was, you get called a hater. And that's what everybody call Oschino a hater. And I don't think Oschino be hating. He's be telling it like it is. And niggas can't accept it. And then the public makes it worse because instead of holding these people accountable when they get called out, the first thing the public run with, oh, he's just hating. No, ain't nobody hating, man. Man, what it do? Ain't nobody hating. So, Oschino did an interview and called out Wallow. Now, y'all know, I've told y'all, I don't like how Wallow and Gillie been moving. Feel like they used us. Feel like Wallow and Gillie used the black community, and since they don't need us no more, they backed away. And that seems like the play. You feel me? That seems like that's what all these guys do. They use the community to get a certain level. They use the community to get on a white man's radar. And once they get snatched up, it's fuck the community now. It's now niggas is broke and niggas need to pull themselves up by their bootstraps, and y'all know the type of shit that be going on, man. But at first it was support me, support me, support me, support black business. Y'all remember when Gillie and Wallow started? Especially Wallow, more so Gillie. That was his whole thing. Support me, man. I'm black. I just came home from prison. I'm putting the work in. Support me. Only to come back years later, and now it's like, oh, support black businesses to scam. Like, yo, come on, y'all. So, we got that, and we got this. Because I'm about sick of this shit. I'm about sick of this shit right here. Van Jones. Van Jones
If you cannot gift trans people at
was on one of these damn platforms. And yo, just listen to this shit, yo. And it's like, yo, why I just don't understand. Why is it that they got these black men that's backed by corporations? Yo, why are they pushing this trans shit so like yo, it bothers me, man. It bothers me because I don't see nobody else doing it. Only black men. And it's like, oh, these are, from what we know, heterosexual, straight black men. Why do they have this vested interest in the trans community? I don't get it. I don't understand it. And like I said, y'all know me. Shit, do what you do. You feel me? I don't give a fuck what you do. Yo, but we like normalizing trans and questioning why certain people view that as like, you feel me? It's crazy to me. Especially when we just had the whole situation with the fucking the Sydney Star dude. And I told y'all back growing up, that's what that always was. That shit was always viewed as like a mental problem. A lot of people that move, that a lot of trans people are also the same people that be child molesters and shit like that. Cause it was something mentally wrong. But now we trying to normalize it as a way of life, and nah, yo. But the biggest problem I have with it is they're using black men to do it, and I don't understand it. I don't. It's like, yo, I called this out in the comments. You should see. Let me read some of the comments, some of the replies I got. Let me read some of the replies I got.
Trans people.
Hold on.
I'm at Martha's Vineyard. First time.
Can you give us a? Can you take the camera or the thing? Can you give us a 360 view of the idyllic settings of Martha's Vineyard, please? Can you please let us see the birds and the beaches and the plains?
With what's left of the Voting Rights Act,
But this is where I want to get to the FD which
there's no fucking way that's
me.
true. There's no way.
But this is where
With what?
Rach, you.
Let me go to some of the replies that I've been getting, y'all.
If you can gift trans people at this point,
All right, look.
if you cannot.
So this is what I say. So I say, yo, how you doing? Let the lady go past first. How you doing? So look, so I say, why they making black men push this nonsense? Give me some of the replies. Who's they? Van has his own mind. You just don't like what he's saying. Just because you're too ignorant to understand doesn't mean shit. Clown emoji. Why are you simping for Nazi ideology? Listen to this. They making the black man push you to respect people? How dare a black man advocate for respect? It's always paid for or pushed when you don't agree. Or you have any real tangible argument for this. I think you're just in your feelings right now. Yo, let me tell you something. Yo, it's pushed whenever you got these guys who's backed up by corporate dollars. That's when it's pushed. These aren't independent. Van Jones and Mark Lamont Hill, they're not independent, man. They got corporate dollars all up their motherfucking ass. That's why it's pushed. And it's like, oh, people come in and they respond and they think they're coming from a level of intelligence, but they really sound idiotic. You understand what I'm saying? So listen to this shit.
Trans people at this point, if you cannot gift them with visibility, humanity, and acceptance, could you at least gift them with silence? Could you at least shut the fuck up about them? Like, could you just at least leave them the fuck alone? Who the fuck is not 2021, 2022, 2023? You guys are doing your victory lap on this shit, fucking up the country. You mean to tell me there are wars happening in the Middle East, food prices are crazy, like the environment is in the shitter, we can't eat lettuce without crapping our pants, all of this stuff, and you still picking on these people after all of this time? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Find something else. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of back in the day when I used to like watch Fox News. I used to watch Fox News. And you would watch Fox News and it would be like, what's going on around the world, Middle East and stuff like that. And then every now and again on Fox News, it would be like this terrible fucking headline. It would be like 67% of black unwed mothers, blah, 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 blah. And I'd be like, what the fuck do they care about? They don't give a fuck about this. No one is going to come on here and give anything that is prescriptive or nutrition.
And that's their favorite thing, yo. Their favorite thing is to tie what everybody has going on to the black liberation movement. That's their favorite thing. You're like, yo, that shit has, yo, the plays that been ran on black people in this country, the false narratives, the stereotypes, has nothing to do with nobody else but the black community. Yo, but whenever they try to get black people to rally behind the cause that don't benefit us, they always try to tie our movement to this one. Oh, this reminds me of, remember when the ice raids and all that shit was going on? You know what it reminded them of? Jim Crow. You know, this reminds me of Jim Crow laws and no, the fuck it don't. You got people that's not from here, came over here illegally, and it's time to fucking go back. It ain't got shit to do with black people being discriminated in the fucking country that we helped build. But this is what they always do, and there's always a percentage of ignorant people that'll fall for this nonsense. But we don't fall for this shit over here, man.
About any issue that they think is plaguing the black community. But what they do want is a cultural mascot for what they think American undesirability is. And that is what is happening right now. And because I didn't appreciate it when it was done to me,
Look.
I'm not going to do it to somebody else, particularly when people are using the entire community, a vulnerable community, to get off their fucking bullshit narratives. And I'm like, just like Sophie, you want to like just show some ass or something. Do it the right way. Like it's. I'm just saying, like that's a harmless way. Like do it, you know, do it the right way. Like well, go cop a celebrity relationship. Leave these people the fuck alone, man. Like do it.
Well, the point is, it doesn't mean anything to them, right? It's under the guise as if they care, but the reality is they don't. It's all about politicizing it. They don't care about the actual individuals involved. It's all this conversation about.
You see what they just did? They do it every time. It's the same play. It's the same play, yo. It's like injustice for one is injustice for all mentality. Like, yo, we not ready to keep falling for that shit, man. You feel me? We ain't ready to keep falling for it. A couple years ago, Candace Owens sat down with fuck that other dude, Mark Lamar Hill. And he tried to push the same bullshit. Listen to it. He tried to push the same bullshit. But like I said, my issue is why we only see black men doing it. And yo, for the most part, most black men I know don't give a fuck about that shit. So it's like, why are y'all making it such of an issue? You feel me? In our community, that's not a real problem. You feel me? Yo, we do not have a huge trans community in our neighborhoods. We don't. Not so much for these guys that become advocates. But I'm going to tell you who do. You heard me. I know who do got a huge... And that's the thing I be trying to get people to understand too, yo. Like, yo, the shit that they be pushing, it not only doesn't even matter to us. Yo, we don't even have a large representation of that. For it to even be a issue of contention, for it to even be a topic. It's like these guys who are black men are pushing this narrative about the trans community that no matter how far it goes, it's not even going to benefit the black people that's trans. It's going to benefit the white people that's trans. Like, if you can't put a gender movement in front of a race movement. You feel me? Makes zero sense. These were the same guys running around screaming Black Lives Matter. Meanwhile, Black lives wasn't being benefited at all. And we ain't getting nothing out of that whole fucking play. Only people benefited was the gays. Now look at this. Look at Lamar Hill.
Depends.
And Candace Owens.
I know.
What does it depend on?
I know trans men that can get pregnant.
That means it's a woman.
Okay, so Mark Lamont Hill genuinely thought he was about to walk Candace Owens through this whole trans argument like she's never heard it before. Like he's going to explain it nice and slow, and she's just going to sit there and go, "Oh, okay, yeah, you're right, my bad." And Candace hits him with a no so fast, it probably gave him whiplash. Didn't hesitate, didn't soften it, didn't say, "Well, it depends," or "Let me think about that." Just no. And that's exactly why this clip went everywhere. Because nobody expects that kind of composure when the cameras are on and the pressure is right there in your face. Let's get in.
I think that we have to do a few things. For me, I think the easy part, and this is the part I think you and I agree on, is that we have to accept, and we should accept people as they present themselves in the world, right? Like if someone says if I told you my pronouns were she, her, you would address me as she and her,
This
right?
what I'm saying, yo.
I wouldn't.
Really?
No, I would call you Mark.
Okay.
Yo, why?
Okay, but you wouldn't.
Yo, why? Yo, this is shit. Yo, I do not have yet to see white men of influence push this shit. Like, yo, I swear, yo, I don't see it. Maybe I ain't in the algorithm. But, yo, whenever I see this shit is pushed, it's being done by a black man. And not just any black man. We talking about black men that has historically been backed by corporate dollars. Check it out.
Oh, I wouldn't.
Really?
No, I would call you Mark.
Okay, okay,
I'd call you
but
Mark.
you wouldn't call me he.
No, because I mean, I would call you Mark. If that was something that made you comfortable. But if I saw you,
And if I said my name was Jane, would you then call me Jane?
if that was your legal name, yes.
But you'd only call me by my legal name.
Yeah, I call you by your legal name. I don't have an issue with that. But I'm not going to pretend. I'm not going to change these established pronouns for male and female because you say, I'm Mark and here I am
So
presenting.
what do you? So I really want to ask you. I'm genuinely curious about this. But first, let me just say, I think that.
Thanks, bro. Thank you. Hold on. Is we clear? We clear now? He says it's going against religion, which God says created me. Right, y'all. But, yo, listen to this conversation. Look at this conversation that Mark Lamont Hill was trying to have, trying to convince Candace Owens that she's crazy. Nah, yo, but ain't man, we know exactly. Ain't nobody fucking crazy. But what they're doing is crazy. With the shit they're trying to push is crazy. Hey, Harmo, we good now? Are we clear?
This isn't a case of someone thinking there's something that they're not. What people are saying is that there is a misalignment between my sex and my gender.
Disorder.
No.
Point. My mind and my body match. That's a disorder.
That doesn't make it a disorder. It just means that the world may be more diverse than we've previously understood it to be, whether we see it in plants, whether we see it in animals. There's all kinds of complexity, and we look in history. I mean, even we go back to the continent of Africa, we look in Asia. There's all kinds of examples of people who have complicated gender performances and complicated understandings of gender, and how we perform gender can be different. But I guess my question for you would be, why, if someone identifies as, particularly someone who you engage with, say it's a colleague at work or whomever, a family member, whomever, if they say, look, I prefer to be called she and her, and I no longer want to be identified by this name, why not just honor that?
If you changed your name, I will honor it.
Yo, that shit sounds idiotic, yo. Like, what the fuck? Like, I can't believe this is a conversation. Like, yo, how is this even like, what world are we living in where you can just identify as whatever you want? Like, that just throws definitions out the window. That throws genetics out the window. That throws autonomy out the window. Like, yo, this is fucking insane, yo. And my issue is that, yo, we got too many. I've been told y'all black sellouts is the biggest problem in the black community. I've been told y'all historically and now today. And it's like, it gotta be a way to combat this bullshit. You feel me? Like, yo, this shit is fucking crazy, man. I want to be identified as a billionaire from now on, man. Yeah, man. Since we can just identify as anything, NBA star. You feel me? Like, I'm an NFL athlete, doctor. Call me Doctor Keep It G News. Dr. Mosley. Like, nah, yo. Like, that's not how life works. Life don't work that way.
If you changed your name, I will honor it.
But why not? I mean, I'm sure you call people by nicknames, dog. I'm sure you grew up in a black neighborhood, right? I know you know somebody named Peanut, right?
Yeah.
Right. You don't say, well, that's not your legal name. Your mama named you Joe. I'm gonna call you Joe.
No, I'm saying if a name is one thing, but if you're asking me to change pronouns, I'm not going to do that because these are established pronouns. You're asking me to now change the English language, right? We know why we call female she, her, girl, woman. Okay, these are words that have meanings. These are words that have meaning. So this is a book, right? So could you call this? This is a book, and this is a mug. Could you call this a book and call this a mug? Yes, you could do that if you want to change it. But words have meanings.
I don't trust what's going on in Minnesota. Like I think Minnesota is a hub for this type of confusion and nonsense. Minnesota been a hub for plays since Black Lives Matter. But we talked about what was going on in Minnesota a couple months ago. But my take on what's going on in Minnesota is different than probably most. You know, you don't trust nothing political that's going on in Minnesota.
So now if I switch it and you say, well, this mug wants to be called a book, it's a mug. It's just a mug. This is the word we've established for mugs. This is the word we established for books. So you're asking me to change the actual meaning of words to accommodate you. I'm not going to do that.
I'm not going to
do that. It is. Because not only is it a request, you can now get in trouble in certain states for misgendering someone.
The request of the trans community is not that I'm actually a man, but I want you to pretend I'm a woman. The argument with the trans community, which I agree with, is no, I am a woman.
Yo, and this and this is the shit that bothers me, yo. Yo, is you trans, my nigga? Like, yo, once you that's like a white person advocating for the black community. Like, yo, why are straight heterosexual, seems to be, I don't know what the fuck they is in real life, but they play the role of a straight heterosexual male. Why the fuck is y'all advocating for trans rights? Like, why and it's vigorously, continuously, year after year after year, time after time. It's like I just don't understand why. It just doesn't make sense to me.
But you're not a woman, so that's the problem. So this is what I say is now you've asked me to take on your mental disorder, right? So I am okay with the fact the argument from my uncle who thinks he's a Native American from a certain tribe is that this is what he thinks, but he's not. Okay, so I'm not, then to say to me that argument is valid because he thinks it, no. Just because you think something doesn't make it real, okay?
But that's exactly what gender is. Gender is exactly about an experience and a performance and a social construct.
It's not a social construct. Stop saying a social construct. To say that words don't have meaning and they're socially constructed means nothing, and I'll tell you why.
They are.
But you say that, but then
This was always a book.
Okay,
this could be called mug.
So then you know what it is? Our entire discussion about Black America meant nothing. There's no such thing as racial injustice. You see what I did there? Because black is a social construct.
Yeah, but we live in a social reality. So within that social reality...
It can be both, Marks.
And this is the part that actually got me. Candace flipped the whole argument on its head with one move. She said, okay, fine. Everything is a social construct. Cool. Then racial injustice doesn't exist either. And Mark walked right into it. He spent all that time building this case about gender being a social construct, and Candace basically said, all right then, your entire argument about race just collapsed too. You don't get to pick and choose which parts of reality are real, depending on what point you're trying to make. Either words have meaning or they don't. Candace wasn't having it, and she made that crystal clear. Let me know in the comments if you think Candace completely cornered him right here. Hit that like button, it really helps. Let's get back in.
Do you either think that the gender wage gap is BS, that feminism is wrong, and that racial disparities are all BS because everything's a social construct? You're either going to go full postmodernist and say nothing is real and it's all made up, or you're going to acknowledge that there are some hard, concrete truths. If there are hard, concrete truths, you and I are black, okay? That's not going to change because we wake up and we decide, you know what, today I'm white and it's just how I feel, and today I'm Chinese. No. You and I are black, okay? We are acknowledged as black people. We're sitting down as black people. I am a woman. You are a man, okay? Now, if I want to wake up tomorrow and say I'm a man, you want to say you're a woman and we want to play the crazy game, we can do that. To then say all of society now is to pretend that it was all a social, no, it was a social contract. You were born a male. I was born a female.
Yes, that's a fact.
We are black. Okay, it's a color though. Black it's a word that we use to say a sex. Female is a word that we use that has a meaning. Yes, it means you are born with a vagina. You can have children. You have a uterus. When you are a male, you are born with a penis. You can get a woman pregnant. These words have real meanings. We cannot suddenly get into society where there are no truths.
So to acknowledge a social construct does not mean that we ignore biology, and it doesn't mean that we don't have.
Can men get pregnant?
Depends.
Yo, a lot of the crazy thing about it.
That can get pregnant.
That means.
Yo, the crazy thing about it, a lot of people don't agree with this shit. A lot of trans people and gay people don't agree with this shit. Like, yo, people is okay being, who they are. It don't matter if what the world address them as. This is who they think they are. You can't, like Candace said, you can't expect me to live in your fucking fairy tale. You know what I mean? If you are a man and you think you're a woman, then you're free to think that. But I'm not supposed to, I shouldn't be obligated to address you as she. You feel? Because now I'm delusional. Now, like, no, it just doesn't make sense, man. It doesn't make sense.
That means it's a woman. Only one sex can get
that's
pregnant.
circular argument. That's
it's not a
making the
circular
question.
argument.
Yeah.
It's proving my thing. There is a truth, a concrete truth. You have to be born with a uterus to have a baby. Only women can get pregnant. The fact that we've arrived in a society
Right, and that's the part I'm disagreeing with. That's the part I'm disagreeing
There's nothing to disagree with it. These are facts. So you can say that this person who is pregnant identifies as a man. That person was born a woman. I can tell you that every single time because only women can have sex because there are concrete truths about life.
Have babies.
Can have babies, pardon. And that is a hard truth about life. You cannot make that go away because you want to call a man, somebody who has a beard and dresses like a dude, a woman. Only if it's pregnant, I can tell you exactly what it is. It's a woman.
So I'll give you, let's go back to the social construct thing, because then it'll answer the thing you just said. I'm not ignoring what you just said. I want to tie it together. So the idea of, my point was that a social construct doesn't ignore physical realities, right? The social construct is about how we as a society make sense of those physical realities, right? So, for example, you said we're black, sure, right?
Are you not black?
You pick a light-skinned black person, right? They're black, right? We'd agree on that.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's go to the Dominican Republic.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to PR. Let's go to Puerto Rico. Let's go to Jordan. Let's go to Iraq. Let's go to Sudan. Let's go to Ghana, right? And let's go to South Africa. I'm picking these places very specifically because they have different racial logics and racial paradigms. And what it means to be black here, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a universal blackness, right? That in Dominican, there might be 5 different other racial categories, right? And there are some light-skinned black folk here who, when they go to Ghana, get basically seen as white, right? Because of how we socially construct it. Doesn't mean my biology changed. Doesn't mean my physical reality changed, but how society engages this stuff is what makes it a social construct. So similarly, when it comes so I'm not ignoring the realities of race. So with race and racism in America, and then I'm gonna take it back to the gender thing. When it comes to race and racism in America, it's, yes, biologically we're all the same, right? Black people, white people, there's an infinitesimal difference between a black person and a white person in terms of our genetics, right? This superficial stuff. But that's a biological reality, right? It's a biological fact, right? Just like it's biologically true as me being born with a penis, right? But the truth is, but the idea that there's social meanings attached to that blackness that make people fear me, or that make people think that that person's life is worth more because they're white or whatever, those are social meanings that are arbitrary and different. So to acknowledge social constructs doesn't mean you ignore biological realities.
But you just did that when you said that men could give birth.
So similarly, what I'm saying is that I'm not denying the biological reality of maleness, of the genitalia we're assigned at birth and what we can do with those body parts. I'm not denying that. That's a biological reality. Again, the social meaning I'm attaching to it is what I'm saying is more complicated.
But it's not complicated. Can men give birth?
Sometimes. That's my answer. Yes.
And the answer that is crazy. And this is we cannot. It's just crazy. We cannot allow this to happen.
But you wouldn't say the definition of being a woman is the ability to give birth.
And I'm not saying it, but only women can give birth is a factually true statement. Only women can give birth. There's only one type of human being
only
that
people
can
with
give
uteruses
birth.
And vaginas
Yes,
and
can
stuff
give birth. Only women can give birth.
I'm not disagreeing with that. Here's what I think we're talking past each other. What I'm saying is, I'm not disputing the fact that certain body parts yield certain kinds of possibilities, right? What I'm disagreeing with is the idea that is the measure of whether or not you're a man or a woman in society.
Okay, but it has now come to a point where if you say that only women can give birth, you are called a bigot. That is crazy. That's nuts. If you say, like J.K. Rowling did when she got canceled by the Harry Potter cast, that only women can menstruate. Okay, can men get their period? Can you help my audience? Can men get their period?
Some can.
Okay.
Hey yo, what the
trans
fuck?
men, some trans men who can.
Yo,
and again,
man.
I think it's okay to ask interesting questions. I think it's okay to have.
Yo, this is fucking ridiculous, man. Like, yo, this is crazy. This gotta stop. Like, I swear, yo, this has to stop. Yo, some of these guys are too educated to be doing this. Like, yo, who's paying you, bro? You gotta be getting paid. You gotta be getting paid. There's no way your whole life you thought like this. Ain't no way, yo, like, this shit is not even a thing in our community for you to just adopt this ideology out of nowhere. You've been paid to push this shit, man. And you sound fucking stupid.
Intellectual debates, but I'm not saying you are, but to deny the humanity or the experiences of other people.
Like I said, I was totally okay with trans until it became a demand. What you are denying is my ability to be an intelligent human being, right? You're denying my ability to talk about science and biology in a meaningful way. You are now making your existence is actually infringing on mine. Okay.
How so?
And because when you make it a requirement now that I have to pretend that men can give birth and men can menstruate and there needs to be tampons as the ACLU is fighting for in male restrooms, and if I don't see the reason, the importance of that, then I'm a bigot. I'm someone that's saying, no. I accept you if you want to run around and you want to wear a dress and you want to call yourself Tiffany and you want to put a pillow in you. If you want, I don't need to know your name. It doesn't mean anything to me. If you want to call, I'm not going to sit here and say I don't believe your name is Tiffany. You know, if a person comes up to me and they're in a dress and a skirt and they say my name's Tiffany, okay, cool, Tiffany, cool, right? But when it becomes Candace is a bigot because she won't acknowledge that, you know, Tiffany the man got her period and can have a baby, I'm not playing that game. I will never.
So tomorrow,
back
I come
down.
on your show tomorrow, and I have decided that, or a year from now, suddenly I have reimagined my identity, and I have recognized and affirmed my identity as a trans woman, and I no longer want to identify as Mark. I want to identify, as use your example, as Tiffany. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't be like, this book says Mark, you're Mark. You'd call me Tiffany.
I'd call you Tiffany, but I'm not going to call you she and her because that has real meaning.
It just bothers me, yo, that these black men, yo, is using their platforms and their influence to even to talk about this. You know what I mean? Like my man said earlier, yo, it's a lot of, it's so much we can be talking about. You know what I mean? It's so much we can be talking about. It's so much that we can, you know, conversations we can move forward. But we steady having black men with platforms that reach millions of people. And they want to discuss this shit. Like, yo, this is crazy to me. And Candace Owens is destroying this, man.
I'll call you Tiffany, but I'm not going to call you she and her because that has real meaning. And I'm not going to play the game.
What's compromised by that is what I'm trying to understand.
My reality. You're now saying you transformed your reality and now I have to pretend that words have no meanings, and they do have meanings, right? So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to call you here. Hi, Tiff. How you doing, Tiff? Did you have a good day, Tiff? Great, Tiff. I'm not going to then say she. I'm not doing that. And if people cannot, if people, the demand.
But you won't misgender me either.
What? I'll just call you Tiffany.
But and if they say where Tiffany go, you're not gonna be like he just left. You'll say she just left.
I'll probably slip up once or twice. But
I'm not talking about
Tiffany
mistakes, but I'm
left.
saying you wouldn't intentionally misgender me.
No, I wouldn't intentionally misgender you, but I don't want Tiffany in my bathroom. I don't want Tiffany
But
in
you
my
also don't want
spaces.
tampons in the other bathroom. That's
Right?
where I don't.
No, I don't care. I think it's stupid. I think it's foolish. I think it's dumb. But if that's really where guys want to go, do it. I don't care. It's not my business. It doesn't impact me. I don't have to go in the bathroom. But I don't want Tiffany in my bathroom.
And you okay? Are you okay with gender neutral bathrooms?
That's how most bathrooms are. That's all. Go on the plane. They're all gender neutral.
No, I got you.
Yeah,
I'm
bathroom, fine.
But I'm saying designating a specific one, like in public spaces, like restaurants.
Yeah, I hate that they say gender neutral because usually they just say bathroom. Like you don't need to say gender neutral. It just says bathroom, and we all understood that. That just seems to be an extra step of virtue signaling to say gender neutral. You just put bathroom. Everyone knows what that means.
No, but a lot of times in places, like for example, in our university, we have male bathrooms, we have female bathrooms, and then we have gender neutral bathrooms.
You could just put bathroom. Everyone knows what it means. You put WC, everyone knows what it means. It means anybody can go here. That's always been that way since the beginning of time. And then suddenly the trans lobby wanted it to say gender neutral, and suddenly we had to put gender neutral.
That's so fascinating because I find it actually be the right in this case, and I'm not.
Planes. Do they say gender neutral? Or
I'm with you.
Bathroom?
I'm with you. I mean, grandmom's house.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, right? I mean, no one called it gender. I'm with you.
Yeah.
But I often find that it's the anti-trans community that's like, oh my God, the gender neutral bathroom.
Because it's the
God made bathroom for man, bathroom for woman. I'm like, what are you talking about?
No, they've always been just bathrooms. Usually at small places, just bathrooms. It's fine, but like I can't stand the preamble to the Constitution. Any person can go here. We don't care whether you. Just shut up.
I think that's a good thing. I think
it's just annoying. It's just the constant virtue signaling. Shut up.
It's about affirming people's identity.
You don't need your identity affirmed on a bathroom sign. If you need
you do if you've been denied access.
It just says bathroom.
That's privilege.
It's not privilege.
That's cisgender privilege. It really is.
Oh my God!
This
Stop
nigga.
with these made-up terms. Cisgender privilege.
Yo, this
it's just
nigga
about.
is wilding. Yo, yo, this gotta stop, man. So look. So, have y'all seen the ex NBA players that's committing to the WNBA draft? because the WNBA refuses to acknowledge, certain qualifications? Have y'all seen that?
Earlier this week, I made the announcement.
Hold on. Since they want to play games, everybody can play games, man. Since they want to play stupid and shit.
After careful consideration and reviewing the current eligibility guidelines, I am officially declaring myself a WNBA prospect. If simply declaring who you are is all that's required, then I meet every single requirement necessary to compete in the WNBA. My team and I have carefully examined the WNBA's eligibility criteria and governing framework surrounding self-identification and inclusion. Based on the current guidelines, I can and am officially declaring my eligibility for the upcoming WNBA draft in May 2027. I am definitely not here to mock, make fun of, or disrespect any community or personal choices. I am simply asking that the current rules be applied equally to everyone. The rules that represent the very values many WNBA players and coaches have publicly advocated for. My team and I are prepared to ensure these guidelines are applied equally, consistently, and without exception. And I look forward to the WNBA honoring its stated principles. See you at training camp.
Hey, yo, fuck no.
Earlier this week, I made the announcement. I'm transgender. I'm a woman. I identify as sometimes identifying as a woman for purposes of basketball, professional basketball. So I'll be declaring for the WNBA draft in 2027 as well. Well, I think I'd be unstoppable. What would stop you from declaring for the WNBA draft? I think the WNBA could come out and make a definitive statement about guys with a pair of balls playing in the women's association. But hey, that'd be probably too much like right. So. And unless they do that, you're very certain you're going to be declaring, right? Oh no, I'm declaring. Yeah, no, and I don't want to be discriminated against. No, I want fair treatment. I'm a black. I'm a young black, hopefully United States senator. That would like a fair chance to participate as a sometimes identifying as a transgender woman athlete. If you make it to the WNBA, you plan to use the women's locker room and all that with them? I mean, of course. I don't want to be discriminated against. Come on. Why wouldn't I use the women's locker room? Is there any player in the WNBA that you think could match up well with you? No. No? Maybe Enos. Maybe me and Enos should play on the same team.
Hey, yo, I like it. Since they want to play fucking stupid, we can all play stupid, man. You feel me? Like, fuck it. I might declare it too. Shit. You know what I mean? I think I can compete. You know what I mean? I can put up about 7 points a game at this age. Since everybody will play dumb and act like there's no differences between men and women and shit. Real though, man. That shit is getting out of control, y'all. It's been out of control. Like, I wish it stopped. Oh, shit. Fucking mosquitoes down that bitch. Yo, but, I had to share that with y'all, because every time that comes on my timeline, we got to have this conversation. Because I can't believe it's still a topic. I thought the Democrats moved past that. That's why it's so hard for them to get in the office, yo, because you ain't going to find millions, tens of millions of people that's going to vote for that nonsense, man. You ain't finding it. And if you do, there are always going to be more people that vote for the adverse. And it's crazy. I thought after losing the election, they would have backed off that shit. Nope. They still going strong. Shit is crazy. But Oschino. A lot of people call Oschino a hater. I don't think telling the truth not hating. If you telling the truth about a person, you should never be considered a hater, man. So Oschino been coming at a lot of people from Philly. A lot of the artists. Meek Mills, Gillie, Wallow as of late. And everybody's calling him a hater. Well, not everybody. There's a large percentage of social media saying he just hate. And I don't think that's what he doing, y'all. Like, if you can get all the money in the world, if your character flaw is flawed, the money you making has nothing to do with that. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people, we live in a society where a lot of people value money over everything. Like, if you can be getting all the money in the world, y'all, and I can know you personally, but if your character is flawed, if you lie, steal, and manipulate, yo, I don't want nothing to do with you, bro. I don't give a fuck if you got the money that can change my life. Yo, I don't want that around me, yo. We cannot be friends, man. You take the money and all your bullshit and go that way. I figure that shit out. But it's like we living in a world now where people respect money over everything, and I don't like it. So Oschino, shit, I left my phone. Oschino did an interview a couple days ago, and Gillie and Wallow name came up.
It's Coco approved.
And I respect Oschino too, yo,
What's
cause
up? It's Ice. I'm here to give y'all some game. I'm gonna put. Why is it how?
Oschino ain't one of them niggas. Oschino will go on any platform. He don't care about the numbers. That's one thing I can respect about Oschino. A lot of these guys, yo, if you ain't got the numbers, these niggas ain't coming on your platform, man. Like a lot of these people were like, I told y'all a while ago, that they didn't adapt it like the diva mentality. Like they supposed to all be from the hood, all be from the struggle. But then they get money or get influence and then they become divas and start looking down on people. I don't get that from Oschino. I don't get that from yo. Oschino will sit down whatever platform that'll pay. Yo, some of these people, I look homeless. This look like a places where homeless people dwell. Oschino look like one of them people that as long as you got the money to pay, he fuck around and even take a pay cut to sit down with a smaller platform. I need to find somewhere to post up at. Man, let's go over here. That's a gazebo over here. Oschino here sit down with yeah, he did. Yeah, she did. She fucked him up. My Hill. And see, the thing is, and the issue that I got with like Mark Lamar Hill and Van Lathan is that, yo, these are the same people that for some reason, whenever there's an issue in the black community, the camera's in their face. It's like they trying to what's the word? You know, the same shit Nancy Grace be doing. Where they just trying to be all over the place. Nah, yo, we living in this world where you gotta pick a side, man. We can't let these people just grifting. That's the word. It's a lot of grifting going on. And a lot of these people are professional grifters. Nah, man, pick a side and stay there, man. Straight up. When you stay there, you lay there. Ain't that's whoa, shit. Look at that fucking spider, man. That bitch down there dived on me. Can y'all see it? Hey, Hot Mo, I'm in your neck of the woods, Hot Mo. I got some big ass spiders out this bitch. Gotta keep an eye on that motherfucker. Fuck, this is Gwinnett. I'm in Gwinnett, man. So look at this. Gotta keep an eye on that spider, yo. Yeah, it is a new hustle. See, but it's a difference when if you just keeping it real, cause I think, yeah, I'm one of them people, right? And I told y'all before, like when it come down to artists of any nature, hip hop or whatever like that, yo, if I don't like who you is, like as a person, based off your interviews, then I'm not listening to your music. You feel me? Yeah, I don't know the county. I ain't too far from Cobb County though. I went to Perimeter Mall yesterday, and I went to the fuck is the name of the other mall I just came from? Um, Cumberland Mall. I'm like 30 minutes from Cumberland Mall, and 30 minutes from Perimeter Mall. I don't know. Yeah, but I can't fuck with you, yo. If I watch your interviews and I can't vibe with you as a person, like I can't get into your music. You know what I mean? That's just how I am, yo. So I like the fact that, a lot of these people characters coming up, because I think that matters. I don't think we should be supporting people with their character flaw. And I probably was one of the first people online, and I ain't even from Philly, talking about Wallow. I just don't like when it comes to Wallow. I don't like how he tell his story, yo. He tell his story like a redemption story. Like I did 20 years from prison, and look where I'm at now. And on the surface, that's what he did. Yo, but it's way more that went into that, bro. He tells this story like if I can do it, you can do it too. And that's not reality. The reality is Meek Mills is knew you. The reality is Gillie was your cousin. So yeah, you get credit for putting the play in motion. Yo, but you had all the ducks already in a row. You can't compare that to a person coming home from prison and don't got none of that. They ain't got no rich family members or no celebrity uncles, or they don't have nobody with 1 million subscribers or followers that can share. They don't have that. So yeah, you get credit for putting the play in motion, because Gillie didn't have the answers, but Gillie had the outlets. You understand? You can't compare that to a person that got the answers and don't got the outlets, or got the outlets and don't got the answers. No, fuck that part. But yeah, you can't compare that. You can't compare that, bro.
How come we always talk about when it comes to Gillie and Wallow, we always end up talking about Gillie more than Wallow when Wallow's like a big part.
Because I think it's Wallow more, subtle. He make more sense. He's a smart one.
You think there's a, but I always kind of
it's hard not to like him.
Yeah, but I always think that's more dangerous. Like
yeah, for sure, finesse for sure. I mean, I see through it, me personally, but I mean, he's not the type of person you could just hate. He means they do some bozo shit to me that I don't like sometimes, but I don't hate him and nothing like that. I think he's smart. I think he got him where he fit in. He's a smart dude. He know how to finesse the system, and he did it. I mean, he's a hustler. I give him that.
What do you think about like when he like sit down with young dudes and start crying?
Oh, drag, all fake and drag.
Why you say that?
He say, I don't care, bro. It's all fake.
It's definitely all fake. Y'all remember we laughed at that shit immediately. Like, get on that bitch and start crying. You really care about these niggas? You don't give a fuck about these niggas, bro. You try to make a dollar, my nigga. That's it, and that's all.
You think when he was sitting down with Lil Durk in the room full of all them dudes with the mask on, you think that
fake? That nigga, she should have got an Oscar.
Why you say that?
Fake,
Why you say that?
Bro, come on, bro. It's called prison house finesse. Let me just seem like I care so much that I don't care about. Bro, they got a book out saying how to say no. No, not just giving you shit. No. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that nigga, bro, that shit all fake. But I mean, listen, it works for him, so I ain't mad at him.
So what do you say? Like, you think he's doing it just to look like get views and stuff? Because I remember when that came out,
like he a person with that care. A person I care.
That's his role, yo. See, they got roles for these people. A lot of these guys, I think a mosquito bit me. A lot of these guys on social media is filling a role. They got roles for these guys, man. And the way they give these guys roles so they can stop organic people from filling them. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I can't complain. Trying to stay away from these spiders.
Oh my goodness. Everybody's talking about spiders today for some reason.
Yeah. I'm originally from Baltimore. We ain't got big spiders like this out here.
Ants all over here. Maybe they won't get you.
Yeah, there's one right there you gotta watch out for.
Oh yeah, that's
Look
don't like him.
Look like it might fly.
Oh my.
A person with that care. A person I care about the youth so much that I just, man, he don't. Trust me.
Yeah. Do you ever think it's like hard? Because I remember like some of like one of those previous pasts. It's not the most like positive. Like even if there's criminal shit, but then like when I looked into some of the things that happened, it looked a little wild. I was like, whoa.
I mean, they doing robberies and stuff. I mean, that's the main.
No, but that matters, man. That matters, yo. When you weighing somebody's character, like a person like my son. Y'all know my son went to jail for fucking robbing a cab driver. You feel me? Like he that's what he did time for, robbing a cab driver. That stuff like that goes directly into the character of the person. Ain't no man of integrity doing that. It don't matter if you in the streets or not. You understand what I'm saying? So when you know that's what he did, it ain't surprising the role that he plays on social media and the gap that they brought him in to fill, because he been that type. He been the scamming, lying, stealing type. You feel me? So now it's not surprising that he's making a living off of stealing, because that's what he was already involved in. You know, before we met him, before we knew him, when he was dealing in low-level criminality.
You know, doing robberies and stuff. I mean, that's the main. When you got no money, that's the stuff. I was same thing I was doing. I mean, robberies and shit. You know.
Did you rob people that were like defenseless? Like, did you rob like maybe?
No, I was robbing. I mean, first I was robbing people, but the people start looking for you, trying to get you back and all that shit. So I start robbing stores like gas stations, markets, and all this shit like that. I mean, it's stores like that. This back in the day. I got certified as an adult in '95. I'm up house correction, adult prison. You know what I'm saying? So mind you, know the jail while this time, and I was up there for a couple years. Dallas, Vision Quest, juvenile spot, but all them spots too. You know, man, it give you a different type of mentality. That's why you know drag when you see it. Like, no, bro, you capping. You don't care about that. You think a nigga that been in prison 20 years and seen every type of nigga come through the jail gonna cry about some niggas from Chicago? No, that was all cat. That nigga don't give.
Damn, you telling me Santa ain't real, man. This is
Shout out to Detroit Roundtree. I mean, that's Wallow little brother, who visited him in prison for 20 years that he don't even speak to no more.
What happened with him?
You don't speak to him. I mean, he even made Wallow Instagram page. Let's make it make sense now.
You know why he probably don't speak to him? Because it's bad for business. See, but if you solid like you portray, yo, if a person looked out for me, I was locked up for 20 years, and a person looked out for me for 20 years. Yo, you can't, and he ain't done nothing wrong to me. Yo, you can't give me $1 million and say, look, man, but you gotta separate from him. You gotta cut him off. You can't do that. I'm sorry. Him, out of all people. Yeah, well, it ain't really good for your image. You know, whatever he got going on, it ain't really good for your image. Man, you take that $1 million, man. I can't do that. Not the guy that been looking out for me when I ain't have nothing. But that's the type of guys some of these people is. And what Oschino is explaining, that's what Wallow did to his brother, his blood brother.
Visited him in prison for 20 years that he don't even speak to no more.
What happened with him?
Don't speak to him. I mean, he even made Wallow Instagram page. Let's make it make sense now. I'll be saying this shit. They think it's hating. No, I'll be knowing what's going on. I mean, Detroit Roundtree was in my first rap group.
Man, I kept telling Wallow, like, yo, bro, I said, your little brother was in my first rap group, right? Kept saying he wasn't really saying nothing back, like. So I called his brother, like, yo, bro, I keep talking, I seen your brother. I told him, he ain't saying nothing. His brother real reserved, so he don't really talk like that. He like, man, he don't mean no more. Like, what you mean? Man, he start popping, mind you, this I'm talking about. This is a video of Wallow talking to Gillie. Gillie asked Wallow, who held you down the most in prison when you was locked up? Wallow said, man, Triz, they called him Triz, Troy, little brother. I mean, we visit you for 20 years, you get popping and don't talk to him no more. So when you seen you cry for niggas from Chicago, that shit all fake. You agree with it? You agree with it now? Mind you, everything I'm saying now is 1,000% the truth. No bullshit, nothing.
There's no insight into what may have happened. Could it
listen, Troy is the calmest. Listen, bro, you visit me for 20 years in prison. You would have to smack me in my face for me not to you no more.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? But I'm telling you what the court, the companies that's backing him told him no. That's what happened to him, man. The companies that's backing him say, yo, you gotta say, I know that's your brother. Yeah, man. I know he looked out for you your whole bit. But we trying to get these millions, man. And if you try and get these millions, you can't be associated with people like him. That's gonna block your money. And that nigga took the money, bro. Yeah, man. But that shows you what did Wilder go to prison for? What did Wilder serve 20 years in prison for?
Wallace Peoples, also known as Wallow, served 20 years in prison for armed robbery. He was convicted in the 1990s and released in 2017.
I think it was a wild case for real. Yeah, for real. Yeah, I told you about them robbery cases. But that's crazy, man. 20 years, yo, you looked out for me, bro. 20 years. I come home, become a millionaire. Yo, that'll make a nigga kill you, bro. You feel me? And then, look, once the motherfucker decide to move on you in that way, everybody gonna be like, nah, he was hating. That was jealousy. Nah, that wasn't fucking jealousy. Fuck no. That nigga felt betrayed. Fuck you, man. 20 years, you ain't had nothing. You know how long it is? You know how hard it is to get somebody to hold you down for motherfucking 20 days? You talking about 20 years? And I ain't talking about doing everything a person say, because that's not reality. But just coming through when I need you. You feel me? If you can't do it all the time, you do it 50% of the time. Yo, you come home, you look, that man shouldn't want for nothing. I don't give a fuck what they go to jail for.
Hey, you my little brother. Yeah, his other brother or his sister neither. So, but his little brother is the one that like really riding. Really riding whole time. Made it when he came home. Made his Instagram for him.
Made his Instagram.
See, people don't know this type of shit. They don't even talk about him. Nothing. I know. So imagine I'll be looking at these niggas like, nigga, that figure ass shit, bro. Like, it's all drag, bro. It's just the shit cat. If you were he do a good job at it. With a lot of shit he doing, he can inspire people. He still can inspire you. To do whatever you gonna do. But like all that crying shit and all that, like, come on, man. Imagine how your brother feel you see you crying. Imagine how your brother feel you see you crying over these things from Chicago.
I remember Gillie and Wilder used to donate to like small businesses in Philly. Y'all remember they used to do that? And it's like they use these people only to build themselves up, but they made it seem like they really cared. Like, I'm really doing this for the community. I'm really doing this for the people. But then it's like they get to a certain level and it make you question, the authenticity of it. Like, why did you really do that? Like when you hear Charleston White say, I was a youth advocate. Yeah, but did you really care about the youth, yo? Or was you really advocating for yourself while using the youth to do it? Intent matters, man, and I think a lot of people don't factor that in when you evaluating a person's character, man. We hear these things or see these things, but intent means something. Yeah, if you was giving for the people with intent to get back, then was you really giving for the people? Yeah, man. That matters, yo. And then when you look back all the things that they did before, and it's like, man, I don't know if they really did that shit. Because why stop now? If you was doing it while you broke, now you got the money, why you stop? You would think they supposed to keep the mission going. But that's not what be going on with these dudes, man. So Gillie responded to this. And in typical fashion, whenever these guys get called out for fraudulent activity, this is what they do. They start talking about how much money they got.
Hi, my name's Tammy.
Never ever question, never ever answer what they're being questioned about. Just talk about how much money they got.
What kind of bozo? The bozoism of it is just terrible.
Fetish for you, man. Because he's in a 2-bedroom apartment and he just won't. It's mad that you won't say his name. He's just infuriated that you won't say that, all because of a fucking tweet. So imagine if you walked past that in public and didn't speak, though. That probably loses.
Yeah, he a dick rider. All right, so look at Gillie.
I know. This goes on these bullshit podcasts, and he's just always got something to say about. They probably don't even want you on stage with them. That's how bad it is. You don't want that on stage. He was mad because Spado was in the back.
Let me just say this, right?
Yeah.
I was a teenager in the 90s.
Yeah.
Where if it had a problem, he ain't do no talking, he ain't alert the police.
Yeah.
Look, I'm glad he said that, right? Yo, I don't think he got a problem with him to that extent. So that argument right there was irrelevant. I don't think Oschino wants to do anything to Meek Mills. I don't think he wants to do anything to Wallow. I think he's just calling their character into question. But in order to dodge the real issue, which is your character and the way that you've been moving since you got money, you go into, back in the day, if you had a problem with somebody, you kept it off the internet. Or you said it to their face. Yeah, but I don't think Oschino ever even hinted towards wanting to do any physical harm or damage to none of these guys. So why is that? How is that even in your response? Don't really make sense to me.
Yeah. He got busy, man. Yeah. What we talking about, man?
I just hear that talk, bro.
Let me just tell you something. Right? Let me just tell you something, right? If a nigga a pop it on the gram, you know where else a pop it at? On that motherfucking stand.
That's right.
What we talking about, man?
Right.
What we talking about?
So these dumb fans, I want to tell the whole world, these dumb fans, you don't f***ing cook toast. You toast. So all that stupid shit he be saying, I'm the toast cooker. I cook toast. You don't cook toast, man. You toast.
Let me tell you something, man.
Be sure to like, comment, and
you
subscribe.
Walk around with a dark cloud over your head, it's hard to win, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't got no dark cloud over my head. You feel what I'm saying? I'm sitting in my motherfucking movie room, bro. With my grandkids out here playing, man. My grandkids and my nephew out here, my grandson and my nephew out here playing. I'm 50 years old. You feel what I'm saying? Hold on, grandson. If I want, I might drink some wine or something. You feel what I'm saying? If I want, I might go in here and drink some wine or something, man. You feel what I'm saying? I might drink some wine or something, man. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm not no motherfucking kid. I'm a grown man, man. All right? I might drink some wine or something, man, and just sit down and chill with my motherfucking grandkids, man. All right? So, there's two types of us out here, man. There's the winners and the losers. The winner don't associate with the losers.
All right, that's on. It's pouring down rain out this bitch. Look at this shit.
Come on, baby. All right.
It's pouring down rain out this motherfucker, man. But I wanted to speak on that because I think that needs to be spoke on. I think the people should start holding these guys accountable, man. Like, for real. Stop allowing them to come up with these bullshit ass excuses when their character is being questioned. Yo, nobody cares about how your house looks, Gillie. Nobody cares about how much money you get. Basically, all that, know what that says to me? It's profitable in selling out. Shit, I don't give a fuck what you think. Yeah, I sold out, but look how I'm living. That's all that says, yo. That's all that says, man. That don't, like, Oschino has been bringing up valid points about your character. Answer those questions. Not all that other shit. So let me know how y'all feel about the comments. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the like button. It's another day. Keep it